So you want to pick up some sponsors in skateboarding, but you don't know how to do it, or you might not know the correct way to go about it. So I'm going to teach you right here exactly what you need to know to get sponsored in skateboarding. First, most people have the misconception that you have to be the youngest and the absolute best like in your area, or you have to live in California, or you have to be friends with the owner. None of that is necessarily true. I mean, you could be 12 years old and get sponsored. You could be 40 years old and get sponsored. Because I mean, in the past 2 or 3 years, like skateboarding has really changed. And I see, 40 and 45-year-olds just now starting it. It's kind of become a family sport now instead of just a solo sport, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I've seen the changes. I started skating in 1988, and I've seen all the changes happen since then. And one of the things about getting sponsored, most people think that you have to be the absolute best in your area. Don't get me wrong. Now, you have to be good at your skill or good at your craft. You have to be good at skateboarding, but you don't have to be the absolute best. But what you do have to know is you have to have some kind of marketing skill, because most people really don't understand what it means to be sponsored. So you have an obligation when you're sponsored. So just for instance, say you're sponsored by Adidas. All right, you expect them to give you free stuff, but what are they expecting from you? What do you give them in return? You have to market their products. I don't care if it's a truck sponsor, if it's a board sponsor, if it's a clothing sponsor. You have to market their products somehow, some way, because they're relying on your marketability for sales to make more sales and sell their products. And that's your job as a sponsored skateboarder. And most people just, I don't know if they forget about this or they don't understand it. So to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna share an Instagram clip with you that I posted right here, and we're gonna break it down real quick. So here's the clip. Years old, I don't let my age define me. All right, so now I'm going to break this clip down so that you can see what you saw versus what a potential sponsor would have seen. So angles really do matter. You can see right after this trick, there's the Adidas shoes, and then right here's the Adidas shirt, like clear as day in the angle. This was a local shop shirt that I was wearing in this one. And if you look at the analytics, I got 223,000 views, 21,000 likes, 5,500 shares, and 784 favorites on this one. This next shot right here, this is also a local shop shirt that I was wearing. And if you look in the description, I also tagged the local shop, Bones Bearings, Bones Wheels, Adidas Skateboarding. These companies love to see that. So not only did I tag them, but they could see it, but they could see that I'm riding their products, I'm wearing their apparel. I also got it in front of over 200,000 people, so it's great exposure for the company, and that's what they want to see. The biggest thing is you don't want to say, I just want free stuff. I mean, it doesn't work like that, because like me, I'm real specific on what I ride. I actually just changed boards. I used to skate real skateboards, and now I'm skating the Power Pro to flight decks. Absolutely love them, because it gives me more of a peace of mind knowing when I'm hopping on a rail that that board's not going to snap in half, and it lasts a lot longer, so I love it. And I actually skated Adidas shoes for like 10 or 11 years, and I just switched to these, and I'm showing you this for a reason, but these are the FP footwear shoes. Got the lace saver. They come with the FP insoles, and it's always good to try new stuff, and I'm so glad I did, because like at my age, man, jumping down stuff kills my feet. And in my opinion, these are the absolute best shoes on the market. And with a lot of these shoe companies dropping their pros and dropping like flies, I don't see that happening with FP, man. There's some good skaters that skate them shoes. Anyway, to get back to what we're talking about, but you see what I did there? I skate FP shoes. So I brought it up. I'm like, oh man, these are great. These are awesome shoes. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do for these companies. You don't necessarily have to be fully sponsored, pro, and sometimes not even flow. I mean, I've had stuff sent to me by companies just by, tagging them in my YouTube videos, tagging them in my Instagram reels, and the consistency of always tagging them and getting, 200,000 views on one video, 89,000 views on another one, 500,000 views on another one. That's what these companies look at. They look at and they say, man, this guy's out there putting in the work. He's giving us free publicity. Let's send him a pair of shoes. Let's send him a couple shirts. Those shoes might cost you $85, but it might only cost them, $35 to have them made, in production costs. So it's only costing them 35 or 40 bucks in product to send to you, but in exchange your videos are giving them exposure, which is going to create sales. So if they sent me one pair of shoes and I was able to get the word out, and out of 200,000 people they only made 2 sales, well, they made money off sending me one pair of shoes, and that's the way it works. And it's just like with your local shop. You can't buy your stuff from Amazon, from Tilly's, from what's some other ones? All these online stores or in the mall. You can't buy your skate stuff from there and expect your shop to sponsor you if you're not supporting the shop. You have to buy your stuff at the shop. You have to go to functions and outlets and stuff that this shop has. You have to, if they're doing I don't know, let's say they're setting up for like a competition, show up early, help them set up, make yourself known, put yourself in that space, get to know the people around you. If you're specific on the things that you skate, so I'm gonna give you, for instance, me right now, I skate slappy trucks, absolutely love slappy trucks. I skate the Formula X Bones wheels. I really, really love them because they're a soft wheel that functions like a hard wheel. So I can ride them on, choppy, crappy concrete. I can ride them in indoor parks and I'm not slipping and sliding like a lot of other people with hard wheels are. So I'm really specific on those. I've been skating bone bearings since, holy crap, I honestly can't remember really skating anything else for as long as they've been around. So of course I'm going to tag them. My shoes, like I just showed you, I just switched to FP shoes. So a lot of my new content for YouTube, for Instagram, all that, I'm going to be tagging Bones bearings. I'm going to be tagging Bones wheels. I'm going to be tagging Powell Peralta for their flight decks. I'm going to be tagging FP footwear. I'm going to be tagging all these companies because I strongly believe in their products and that's what I skate. And so because I like them so much, I'm going to be putting them out and those companies will recognize that. So it's the same with the shop. You want to back that shop, you want to support that shop, and you want to show them that you're there, but you also want to post content repping that shop so that you can help create more sales for that shop, which gives them more money, which helps them in turn be able to sponsor and support more people. So you kind of see the drift of where I'm going here, because I see a lot of kids, and this is one of the biggest DMs that I've gotten. I've probably got at least 80 or 90 DMs of people asking me, are you sponsored? Have you ever been sponsored? How do you get sponsored? It's not always about sponsorship. Everybody they say, oh, I break my board, I need free boards. So they don't care who the board company is, but they can do, say 6 tricks, but they want a board sponsor because they break their board, and sponsorships don't work that way. It costs these companies money to make a product, and they're not just going to sponsor anybody. You have to be a marketable somebody. Now, you have to be decent at skateboarding, but you don't have to be the absolute best. But you have to rep these companies, and don't just take anything. I'm not going to say the name of this company, but I got a DM from a watch company. You might be able to guess who it is. And they wanted to send me 3 free watches, and they wanted me to talk about them in my videos in exchange, for the free watches. And I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't even wear a watch. I don't wear jewelry. I don't wear anything. And I would say the majority of skateboarders that I've noticed don't wear jewelry, because when you fall, you don't want the ring jamming in your finger, your watch to break, your necklace getting ripped off. So to me, it wasn't really viable for me to rep a product that I didn't like and that I didn't wear, which I mean it was probably $400 or $500 worth of free product, but I said no because I don't wear watches, and I'm not going to do a video and try to promote a product to my viewers or people that see my videos for something I really don't believe in. And that's really what you got to do. You got to support these companies. You got to rep the shops. You got to really put yourself out there. You can't expect to sit back and do nothing. And I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some people that are super good and they don't hardly have any sponsors because they don't put themselves out in the right way. They don't get to know the right people. So even just like with Adidas, so I like Adidas. So when they came to town and did a demo, I made it a point to go talk to some of their team riders. And after they left, I made a point to message them. And some of them, I've become actually pretty good friends with, and we've been messaging back and forth for years now. We share ideas, we share content ideas, we share trick ideas. Exercise and health, we share a lot of that. Some of these guys have put me on some really good stuff. I know, like Felipe Gustavo put me on to the leg compression therapy. Absolutely love it, and it really helps. So just sharing ideas with these guys that are doing this all the time, it makes you known in that community. And one of the other things, I know a lot of people seem to think that you have to live on the West Coast. Yeah, that's where skateboarding is the biggest at. But on the East Coast, there's a lot of huge, good skate, even pro skate. Tom Asta lives on the West Coast. I mean, you have some big name people that have come, or not the East Coast, I'm sorry, but you have some big name people that have come from the East Coast. And really, you have to think about this. So you have, say, a company, say like Powell Peralta, say if they're based in California, do you really think they are only going to flow and sponsor just people in California? No. How would they get the name of their company out if they only stuck to where they were at? They want to flow and sponsor people, on the East Coast and in the Midwest and in the Northeast and in the South. They want, people sporadically all over the place, because the more people that's putting out the name of their company and talking good about their products, the more sales that they're going to make. So that's really my biggest take on being sponsored, is get to know the people in the industry, rep the companies that you ride for, and don't be afraid to try new things. Like I said, I've skated Adidas for like 10 or 11 years, and I just switched to FP. And so if you watch my last video, I mean, you'll see I got 3 pairs of FP shoes. I did a call with Ryan DeCenzo because that's his pro model, and I asked him about the shoes. So I'm making those connections with these companies. And also in that YouTube video, the whole thing, we were skating, me and my son both were skating the FP shoes, and then at the end we gave our thoughts on these after skating them, I say just for that video, but I had been skating mine for about 4 or 5 days already. So we were giving our honest opinion on what we thought of these shoes. I loved them, most comfortable shoes I ever worn. So I did that because I tag FP in it. So when they see that, Ryan DeCenzo will see it, they say, man, this dude's like, he's really hitting this hard. Like, he's really repping our product. Maybe we should send him something. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Like, you never know unless you try. But you might post out about 4 or 5 different things. It might be wheels, bearings, board, clothes, shoes, whatever. And even if one of those companies hits you up and says, hey bro, like, you're doing really good, thanks for repping our stuff, hey, what's your address, we'd love to send you a care package. Because that's what happened to me years ago. And then sporadically I still get care packages sometimes. So that's my thoughts and my ideas and what's worked for me, getting products and goods from companies. You don't necessarily have to be fully sponsored, but you have to start somewhere. So rep your local shops, rep your brands. If you love the shoes, if you love the clothing, if you love the wheels, you love the bearings, tag these companies so that other people can see it, and other people, like your content, and they're going to want to buy and skate some of the same things that you are. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on getting sponsored, and especially in 2025. I mean, back in the day it used to be different, but now it's about the companies, about the corporations, and it's about them making money. Because look what's happening right now with S and Etnies, and I mean these companies, they're selling out to investors, and the investors are booting off the pro skaters, and they're wanting to turn them into department store shoes because they can sell them cheaper, but they'll sell a higher volume and in a sense make more money. But if we don't rep and we don't protect our products through skateboarding, the companies will go out of business. So if you like your brands and you like your shop, post about them, let them know, keep repping them, and I hope you get sponsored, man. So yeah, so it's kind of crappy outside. We had snow and ice and stuff yesterday, so instead of skating, I figured I'd make this video for y'all since I had so many DMs about it. But if you like the content, make sure you like and subscribe. And help, if you got sponsored, or if this video helped you in any kind of way, drop a comment, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and everything on it. But I'll see y'all next video. Peace and stay young.